This happened when I was very young. I've since confirmed the details with 2 relatives who were present that day, though I am the only one who experienced the event firsthand. For my cousin's 11th birthday, we all went to Skyleap Trampoline Park. Have you ever been to one of those places? It's usually a massive, high-ceilinged warehouse filled with rows and rows of trampolines, stretching across the entire length of the building. In more reputable ones, there's a safety net around the edge so that the kids don't fly off and crack their heads. Skyleap had safety nets. They had other things too. An arcade, a cafeteria, laser tag, Dance Dance Revolution pads, the works. The whole place had an outer space theme, I remember. Ever since I'd seen a NASA documentary on the Discovery Channel, I'd become obsessed with the idea of space travel. Safe to say, I was in heaven. Mannequins in astronaut suits hung from the ceiling on cables, airbrushed blacklight murals of planets and little green aliens and flying saucers decorated every wall. A massive neon sign over the entryway would periodically flicker to life reading, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," with a heroic sounding voice delivering the quote from a nearby speaker. This park also had a foam pit. It was off in a secluded corner of the trampoline area, and there was a lime green launch pad area, so you could really get a head start before bouncing in and landing in a giant pile of squishy foam blocks. I wasn't the most adventurous kid. Jane and Eliza, my twin cousins, were 2 years older than me. I was always trying to prove that I could be as brave as they were. When we approached the foam pit, the 2 of them leaped in right away, giggling amongst themselves. I hung back, unsure, and I stood at the start of the launch pad, considering my options. I noticed tiny words scrawled onto the wall beside me in white paint pen. They read, "Rules for the Nothing Zone. 1. Don't close your eyes. 2. Don't scream. 3. If it finds you, let it in." I squinted for a moment, trying to comprehend it. What was the nothing zone? "What's taking you so long, Jules?" Eliza yelled from the pit. "Are you scared?" teased Jane. I frowned and shook my head, readying myself to jump in. I sprinted forward, blood rushing in my ears, and when I reached the bouncy edge of the launch pad, I tried to spring as hard as I could, so as to make the most impressive arc. I scrunched my eyes closed. Then I was airborne. My stomach flopped and a scream escaped as I flailed midair, suddenly giddy and terrified and out of control. I did not come down. My limbs were weightless, stretched out sort of like when I let myself float in the pool, head back, muscles relaxed. My whole body felt buoyant. I imagined this was what it was like to be a balloon, thinking of the rainbow cluster tied to the party table in the cafeteria. Once I'd gotten a helium balloon for my own birthday. It was one of those fancy metallic ones you get pre-inflated from the supermarket, predictably shaped like a little astronaut. In my eagerness to bring it home, I tripped and fallen in the parking lot, scraping my knees. By the time I noticed the string had left my hand, my astronaut was 30 feet in the air and ascending up and up until it was a tiny speck against a cloudless blue sky. When I opened my eyes, I didn't see Jane or Eliza or the foam pit. I saw nothing. A blank white expanse stretching out as far as I could see. I tried to turn my body, but found that I could only twist my head and shoulders, a few degrees in either direction. I kicked my feet and arms, but with nothing to hang on to, I only succeeded in wiggling in place. Frustrated, I tried again, but By trial and error, I found that swinging my arms from side to side allowed me to spin ever so slowly. Behind me, my surroundings were more of the same. White. Empty. Blinding white. No floor. No ceiling. No sky. No horizon line. My breath began to quicken. I rubbed my eyes and opened them again, willing reality to make itself right again. I did this several times over, but each time I opened my eyes to an endless void. I was stuck. Next, I screamed for help. I called out for Jane or Eliza, for my parents. I screamed until my lungs were tired, and it felt like I was choking on razors. The sound barely traveled at all. The nothing only swallowed it up. When I could no longer scream, I began to cry quietly. I have no frame of reference for how long it had been at this point. It felt like hours or maybe days. Gradually, I became aware of another sound, a distant, melodic whine. Each time it started up again, my eardrums pulsed uncomfortably. The closest way I can describe such a sonic experience is if you were to funnel 100 overlapping whale songs through a long, narrow tube pointed directly into the cavity of your ear. It was strangely beautiful. And too much. All at once. The void was singing to me. It got closer. I spun around in place, looking for the source. I could see only pure white. The call was almost percussive now, so powerfully rhythmic that I felt each wave ripple through my ribcage. Louder, louder, louder. Something was racing towards me at an impossible speed, like a massive freighter tearing through ocean waters. I was nothing but a tiny swimmer in the path of its hull. Soon it would crush me. The song swelled in a deafening roar. I tried to plug my ears, but the vibration was everywhere. It had found the resonant frequency of my bones. My brain jostled around in my skull. Every inch of my body felt like it was running through a tumbler while being pulled apart like taffy. I couldn't think. I couldn't breathe. I wanted it to be over. So I let it in. I prayed for the nothing to take me away. A Skyleap employee found me at the bottom of the foam pit several hours later. The park was closing by then. All the other guests had gone home. The arcade was dark and quiet. My parents were waiting at the edge as I was dragged out of my claustrophobic prison, gasping for air. That was the first time I saw my mother cry. My cousins were there too, staying behind to help with the search. They claimed that I'd wandered off while no one was looking. Years later, Jane admitted to me what she and Eliza had actually seen on that fateful birthday. It didn't make sense, she told me. Our parents refused to believe the truth, but I know what I saw. You jumped, and then you didn't come down. We thought you were gone forever. And one more detail about this recollection strikes me as bizarre. I'd always been small for my age. My cousins stood about a head above me. But after that day, I swear this is true. I was the same height as them. For the first time in my childhood, we were eye to eye. Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta. I just want to say thank you guys for watching tonight's video, listening to tonight's episode of the podcast. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody on this list of Patreons. If you'd like to join this list of names that I frequently mispronounce, you can check the description in the link down below, which I really appreciate because this helps me, one, keep the lights on, and two, helps me pay authors for the stories that you hear on this channel. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody on this list of Patreons. Some of these amazing folks are Diana AcidSystem, Blake Rattler, Brandon Mendoza, Brenna Caltuna, ChicagoHitman, CoryxKenshin, CrusaderChocobo, Dakota Best, Daniel Poulsen, Dante Kinkade, Enchanted Buns, Estebean, Nephew, Himbo Jerry, Our Minute Seconds Time, Ingegerd Solstrom, Jay Kearns, Jadis Pet, McMog, Mr. Marcus Blitz, Psychomel, Plant Piz, Red Shadow Cat, Remember the Sun, Salty Surprise, Samara Lynn, Seclude, Simba's Bloody Mojo, Sky Harbor, Smiley the Psychotic, Sully Man, Tully Sue, Team Leo 76, The Demented Voice in Your Head, The Chavez Brothers, The Ginger Bros, Tommy Walters, Viceroy Scorn, William Wellington, Your Bro Keegan, Zabub, and Shadow Gardens. A huge thank you to you guys, everybody who shows up in the description down below, and honestly, anybody who can pledge even just like $1 a month. You guys are absolutely amazing. I cannot continue doing this channel without you, and your support means the world to me. And that goes to everybody, not just on Patreon, but honestly just you guys out there who just subscribe, those guys out there who are just listening or putting on the nonstop radio live stream while it's running in their sleep. I appreciate you guys greatly, especially during this kind of rough time for me. Having you guys around, and I mean this wholeheartedly, it is incredible. So, hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a part of this. And as always, folks, sweet dreams.